Hello, hello. Hi. Welcome to Chatting with C. I am Miss C. How are you? How are you? Oh, what an amazing week I've had. It's been a pretty good week. I'm not going to complain. Did some exciting stuff this week and got some stuff done. So that is super exciting. Of course, for me, everything is exciting. Even when it's not, I'm excited somehow. I don't know why. But I wanted to get on and just talk about something that really wasn't a question um, in that space, as far as it just kind of follows up with the videos that I've been doing. And it's really a key part that I think is key when you are taking the steps and have the desire to be a better version of yourself, and you're wanting to just really dive in deep into discovering you and becoming that person that you see yourself in the future. So the last two videos I did one was on values, which are super important because they're like guides that we use um, to help us make decisions, and as we're in life, who we should be around, those type of things, and the things that we value, that we pay attention to, that we're pouring our all into because we value it. So that was that video. The video after was about belonging, and someone had asked how to get people to accept them, or how to fit in, belong. And it's not about fitting in, it's about you being able to be your most authentic, your true self in any space. And if you're not able to do that in the spaces that you're in, they're probably not spaces you belong in. You maybe belonged there before, but as you're growing and as you're looking to become a better you're starting to learn that those same places, those same people, those same circles, that same environment no longer fits you. And that's okay, right? Because now you've got your values that you're maybe using and really sticking to them, and so that will lead you to a different space, and that's okay. And it's not to say that that space cannot come back around later. Sometimes we have to separate ourselves from people so that we can do the work that we need to do, and then that they can do their own work. And you never know, if you circle back around and it's like, oh my goodness, it's not the same, it's new and it's better, right? Like, that's exciting. I love when that happens. I've had that happen actually quite a number of times with people. We were in a space, and then one went their way and I went my way. There was no real shade or anything. It was just, we were bumping and we were not at the same spaces. And then, you do your own internal work, they're doing theirs, and somehow life brought us back around. And it's not the same in the sense that we're doing the same things that we used to, but it's the same that we're connected, and that we still have that love and appreciation for one another, but we've grown individually. So now that we're back together, it's actually a much better friendship. It's a much better working situation. It's just better all around. And so that happens too, that you may not belong somewhere right now anymore. It could come back around later. And if it doesn't, it's okay. It was meant for the time that it was meant. Appreciate it in that space for what it taught you, and then transition on. So those are the last two videos that I talked about. Sum up real quick. If you haven't watched them, that's what they were on. Definitely check them out. If you haven't, share with somebody that you feel like would benefit from just hearing it. I don't do like acting and all kinds of movements and stuff in my videos, so literally you can turn them on and just listen. I guess maybe a podcast would be a good idea in that space. I'm still struggling with that one for multiples of reasons. But anyway, we'll just keep doing what I know works right now. And if we get to the actual podcast thing, then we'll get there, right? Right now I'm just in the space and in the present of what is actually working, where I feel comfortable and what I feel good about doing. And so, again, you don't have to actually sit down and watch me. I mean, unless you want to catch the smile. But otherwise, you can just listen as you're driving or while you're doing stuff around the house. So definitely share the videos if you feel like somebody else would benefit. Okay, so I am going to jump in. I didn't give you guys my word of the day. Oh, duh. Okay, right. Wait a minute. So this week, I guess I feel very secure. It just in the multiple areas of my life, I'm feeling very confident and secure in them. I am trusting that the universe is surely taking care of things for me on the back end, that everything is always working out for me. I'll be honest, so far, everything has worked out in some way. Um, Oftentimes we think that things are not working out for us, or that everything is bad because it doesn't go according to how we seen it or what we planned. And so everything's bad, it's terrible. However, sometimes if you really fall back and let the universe show you what they're doing, it all makes sense. And then you go, oh, okay. So I'm feeling very confident and secure in that space. I mean, the universe is showing me stuff all the time, and it's because I have an open heart to receive it. I want to receive it. I want to understand it. And so the universe is doing things, and I'm able to see it. And it's exciting. So it makes me feel very confident in the spaces that I'm moving in, and how I move, and where I'm at, and the conversations I'm having. And so I'm feeling very confident and very secure in myself and in the work I'm doing. So that's where I'm at today. Okay, so this video, I wanted to talk about awareness and self-awareness. And I feel like it's a good time to bring it up because we've done the values, we did the belonging. Actually, all of my videos, the videos I started in the beginning, actually like come full circle a little bit forward, which is kind of weird. But I guess I'm onto something. Again, I guess the universe knows what it's doing. But awareness, and we don't normally become aware of something until it becomes a problem, right? Or until someone says something, or until we start hearing something over and over, or we start to realize that we're going through the same thing over and over, right? And maybe you watched a video and you realized, oh my gosh, values, that's a good one. Do I have, right? Or am I trying to fit into a circle that I don't belong in, or in a space, right? And so that's even becoming aware of something, because it makes you question what you're doing or what you have going on, and it makes you start asking questions. And that is when you know that you become aware of something, right? Self-awareness is becoming aware of something in the self, something that you're doing, a habit, a mindset, an action that you're doing that's not actually helping you get to the next space. That's becoming aware. And oftentimes we become aware of things, but we don't have time to deal with it, or it's not that important. It's not that serious. Oh, that's not for me. We all have that, right? Me included. You find an excuse why it's okay or why it's all right, But the truth is that is your internal voice, your internal energy telling you, hey, it's like waving the flag, right? Right now we got red flags on every social media site for anything somebody does. Like, oh, that's a flag, the flag on the play everywhere, right? Same thing. That's your internal spirit talking to you saying, hey, flag, hey, hello, this is something. And the more we ignore it, the more it keeps coming up until we deal with it, right? And not just deal with it on a surface level, because we deal with a lot of stuff very surface. In order to really take care of it so that it'll stop coming up like that, you have to really get to the root of things and really start figuring out why you're doing it, what's causing it, what's the reaction that's happening. Do you like that when you do this, this happens? Do you not? Okay, what if you change it and do something else? Awareness is becoming aware that something needs to be fixed, that something can be improved upon. And I don't like to say fix as if people are broken or as if everything's bad. It's room for improvement, right? You can improve upon. So I wanted to talk about that because I think it's a very big piece. And for me, as I've been evolving and trying to become my best self, I've had to look back over things in my past and in my present and become aware of some habits and some traits that were not actually benefiting me anymore, that were actually holding me back from what I was trying to do. You ever feel like you're like getting there, like, right, you're on this momentum, boom, 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 stuff's happening. And for some reason, you always just get right here, like right here. And then it just plateaus off or it just goes down. Like you can never get like over the hill. Like no matter what you do, you always can get right here But there's always something that stops you. Like, you just can't figure it out all the time. Like, why am I not propelling? Usually it's a habit and a mentality, an action, a circle that you're in that's stopping you every time. Every time you get excited, you get some momentum, you're ready to do it. This something comes into play, right? And it's stopping you. You're now becoming aware that there's something going on. And once you become aware of something, that's when you're able to actually fix it or work on it so that you can get to the next level, right? We can't keep avoiding the work. You can't keep sweeping it under the rug, the conversations you need to have with people or whatever it is, right? You have to deal with it, or else it's going to keep coming up and it's going to keep causing problems or frictions, and it's going to start making you feel like, oh, life is after me, life is horrible, screw this, F that, the whole thing, right? Nothing good ever comes my way. It's always happens, girl. I just got so used to it now. I'm just used to it. Well, you're making a choice. Make a different choice, right? You want to see something different, do something different and see what happens on that side. And see if that works out better than what you've been doing. We get so accustomed to the same thing over and over and attached to the same thing but we want something different, but we're afraid to let go of the very things that our body and that our energy is telling us, hey, this is an area. And it's a key piece. It's a key part of getting to that next level and being able to really, really live the best life, right? Take full advantage of your time here on earth and really reach your potential, really have that internal happiness all the time, is you have to become aware. If you're working on, like yelling at people, right? Like, just checking out. When you are working on it, there's going to be times when you're tested, right? To see if you respond the same way. And you're going to get ready to yell. You're going to feel your blood boiling or your hands sweating. Whatever it is that happens right before you start yelling is your body making you aware, hey, this is an opportunity, or this is how you normally respond. And it gives you an opportunity to do something different, right? Oh, I'm working on that. Hold on. Let me step back and take a minute. No, there's no shame in any of that. You have to do what works for you. We're all on a different battle. People say that everybody has something different going on. Everybody's facing a different battle. It's very true. However, the underlining of a lot of it is that we all need to be doing the internal work on ourselves first, all the time. It's a never-ending project. If you are still here on earth with us, then you should be continuing to do some self-improvements on a consistent basis, because once you master one thing, something else. And it's not to say that there's something wrong with you. These are things that are helping you so that you get the most out of life, right? So that you can actually show up in the world as your most authentic self, so that you can actually have that internal happiness. You can have those positive relationships that you want. You can have the things that you want. You can have that successful business. You can take those trips that you want. You can be financially secure. All of that comes from you becoming aware of the things that are holding you back. It's so important. When you become aware of it, you got to jump on it, right? You've got to. It's like an example I'll use. It's like a car. If you're driving your car, drive, right? Boo, 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 minding your business, and your car jerks. First time you're going to be like, what was that? That's weird, right? No big deal. And you're going to keep driving. Your car jerks again. What in the world is going on? I know I got the oil change. Can't be the oil. Ain't nothing. I'll worry about it later. I got stuff to do. I'm scheduling these meetings. Got a big appointment with so-and-so, and I'm excited, and I got stuff happening. I don't got time to deal with this car, right? So you just keep on going. It's no big deal. Cool. It happens. We all do it, right? End of the world. You driving. Your friend gets in the car. Your car jerks. And your friend goes, your car jerking? Oh, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, have you had a tune-up lately? I don't know, transmission flush, whatever, right? Your friend is suggesting things, and you're like, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with this. Fine, it's gonna be all right. I got stuff to do. We doing stuff. I'll deal with it later. Cool. You keep on going. And then let's say you get somewhere one day and you get in your car and it just does not work now. It just broke down on you on the side of the road, and you are trying to get to a big meeting, a contract that you're trying to get. that you are absolutely wanting to do. Like, this is the big one. This is what you've been waiting for. This is going to mean more work. It means you're going to be busy. It's going to mean you're going to be getting out meeting people. It means that like money's coming. It's like, this is what you've been working for, right? This is us going up the hill and then we never quite get over, right? Watch, you stay with me. So now your car's broke down. You're like, what to do? What am I going to do? Why is this happening? I've got stuff to do. Every time I try to get ahead, every time something happens, this don't make no sense. What am I supposed to do? Now you got to figure out how to get the car to the house or get the car back to the shop for them to look at it, right? So you can figure out what's going on, because now it's a big issue. What started out as little jerks, awareness, hello, has now blown up into a big situation. And now you're thinking about the situation, but then also now, oh my goodness, I got stuff that I'm trying to do. Could not come at the worst time ever. You take the car to the shop. Now what happens? They have to diagnose it, right? They have to look in and break things down, pull things apart to figure out what's going on. The main issue, the surface issue, is the car doesn't start. The car does not work. That's fine. The car doesn't work. But in order to figure out how to fix it so that you stop having the problem, you have to actually dig deeper to figure out the source, right? The root of what's going on. So now you've got somebody to come in to help you do that, which is a mechanic. They're specialized in that, right? You go see a mechanic for your car. And they get in there and they start asking questions. How long has it been doing it? When you mash the gas, does it do it? When you're hitting the brake, does it, accelerate slow? They're asking you things so they can figure out what's going on, right? We don't get uncomfortable in that situation, right? We just, answering the questions because we're trying to get it fixed. Such is life when you're trying to grow and become your best self, right? People are going to ask questions. You may have to get help to get to the source so you can get to the next level. So now the person has figured out what's going on in the car. This is what it is. This is what's going to take. Well, I got stuff to do. I don't got money for that. I don't got time. How long is the car going to take? Typically, if your car broke down and it stopped driving, now you have to do some work, right? It's going to take more than just a 2-hour thing typically. You're going to be out of a car for about a week or a couple of days. Parts got to be ordered. They got to make sure it's the right part. And the way inflation is going right now, you'd be lucky if you find a part that makes sense in your price bracket, or else your car going to be sitting for a while, right? That's all added stress. That's all added anxiety, frustration that could have been avoided had you taken action when it was a small situation. But here you are getting ready to propel and ready to go into the next phase of your life that means something so big to you. But in order for you to get there, you have to take care of the stuff here. Because here's the thing, if you get that contract and they say, okay, we're ready to go today. Okay, so we need you to go across town. We need you to do this, pick up these people, drop this off, go here. We got a meeting this day. We're going here. And you don't have transportation. You're going to blow that opportunity, right? Then it's not gonna come together the way that you thought. It's going to be so much harder. And now you're going to really be questioning and doubting yourself. When the universe has said to you, hey, I want you to be great in this opportunity that's coming. It's yours. It may not happen tomorrow, but it's going to be yours. But in order for you to actually be able to fully take full advantage and really maximize this opportunity, you need a car that works. You're going to need transportation. So before I set you up to fail on the front side, I'll take care of you on the back. Doing the work. So now you've actually got to put in the time here to figure out what's going on, to actually make it happen. It's the same exact concept in life. We get so up the hill all the time, and then we cannot figure out why we cannot get over it, why we plateau out, why everything starts to happen. It's because you have things that you need to work on. Your flags are ringing, right? And once you become aware of the issue, once you become aware that your car is jerking, once your car shuts down on you, awareness, like it's biggest day. This needs action. This requires something of you. It's easy to say, I'll just throw the car out. Screw it. I'll just buy a new car. That's an option. That is absolutely an option. For sure. You can just scrap the car. It stopped. I'm not even taking it nowhere because I ain't got time. I'm scrapping the car. I'm going to buy a new car. That's perfectly fine. The problem with that, and there is no problem, that's a choice that you make. However, if you continue to not deal with the things that you need to, the next car is going to have issues, and you're going to continue that same mindset and mentality. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later, until again, here you go, ready to go and take off and fume into the world and follow your dreams. And then all of a sudden this car breaks down. Well, every time I buy a car, because you haven't learned that, yes, you do the basic maintenance of it, that when your check engine light comes on, you need to take care of it. You can buy 10,000 cars, but if you haven't learned to pay attention to the signs when you're becoming aware of them and doing what you need to, you're going to continue to keep hitting that wall over and over. That's just like in relationships. It's just like with work. It's with habits. If you continuously do the same thing over and over and you can never get to the next level, you need to change something, and you're becoming aware of it. Once you become aware, that's when you can actually do something different. That's really when those choices and decisions come in. You can get to that fork in the road that says, we're at the fork. We're at the fork. You can go left or you can go right. If you go left, you can carry on as you've been doing. And now you're going to figure out if you need, I'm going to pay Uber and ask everybody to drive me around and spend more money trying to figure this out than just taking care of the problem. Putting myself into a worse situation than taking care of the problem, but I'm getting somewhere what it feels like, but it's just a whole lot. Now there's extra stress that didn't need to be. Or I can go down the other side and I can stop and I can deal with the problem and take care of it and fix it so that I can get to the next level. It's the same thing in life. When you become aware of a situation, when you become aware of something that can help you be better, take action on it. You have to first become aware that it's even there. And that can come from, like I said, people saying the same thing over and over. That can come from opportunities. That can come from situations. That can come from anywhere that you're starting to. And typically what happens is when you're really serious about trying to get to the next level, you're going to start to become very aware of things. You're going to be sitting reading a book and something's going to come up and make you go, oh. And sometimes we don't take action immediately, right? It takes a couple of times. It takes years for some people sometimes before we actually commit to actually saying, okay, I want to do something different. Let me change this up. And that happens, and that's okay. But you become aware. And once you become aware, it's always in the back of your mind, right? Like when you drive your car, knowing that it's jerking, every time you get in it, in the back of your brain, you're like, ooh, I hope it don't jerk today. Ooh, I hope it ain't gonna be one of them days where, ooh, I hope today ain't today, right? But because you're aware, it's gonna keep ringing, and it's gonna keep ringing, and it's gonna keep getting louder and louder and louder and louder until you do something about it, or until it goes boom and you don't have no choice. Don't wait for things to go boom, right? If you're hearing it, if you're feeling it, if your energy is telling it, follow it. You're aware. That means that in order for you to get to the next level, for you to be great, because the universe wants you to be great, you have to take the actions when you become aware. Whatever area that is. I know for me, some of the way that I used to communicate in relationships was terrible. I thought I was doing a great job, right? In my brain. However, I knew that when I got angry or upset in some cases, that how I responded was not who I really was. And it was also not how I saw myself in the future, right? Like, I don't like, and I would feel bad afterwards. I don't like responding like that. I don't like yelling. I don't like going 0 to 100 on somebody that I say that I love or that I care about, that I spend so much time with, that I value. Like, why do I go from 0 to 100? Like, why can't I just say what I need to say to them without going crazy? That was something for me. And what I started to realize was that the more I responded that way, the more issues I was having in relationships, right? Like, it was always the same thing. It was always the same thing over and over. And eventually, as I started to, work on myself, things became more clear to me, right? I became very aware that that's not how you talk to somebody. That will not create a happy relationship with somebody, Sierra. You cannot respond that way. You have to learn to really use your words and communicate. You're great in every other space, but when you get mad, you go 0 to 100. Nobody can talk to you. They can't understand you. They don't want to hear you because you're yelling so loud, right? And so I became aware of that. And for me, in order for me to grow and for me to have that relationship the way that I see it, I knew that I was being made aware of something that I needed to work on. It wasn't just one day, okay, next time just don't say anything and that'll be fine. That wasn't the issue. You had to get down into it. Like, why do you respond that way? I felt like I wasn't being heard. I felt like I was repeating myself. I felt like whatever. I was, trying to control somebody as opposed to allowing somebody to be themselves. And, me deciding, hey, that's what they chose. I don't have to deal with it, or it's okay for them, it's not okay for me, and being okay with it. I was fighting so hard in different spaces. It wasn't so much just about the yelling, it was the underlying issues that I needed to deal with when communicating how I felt. And so in order for me to be great on this journey and to get to the next level, that became something that happened that I became aware of, that I got to decide, do I want to continue to handle things the same way, or do I want to do better? I don't even know where to start how to do better, right? For sometimes we don't know. Like when your car breaks down, you don't know, to pop the hood and see if it's smoking, right? Us women, some men probably know how to do something else, but we just know that, right? But to get in there and see what's really going on, you don't know. And so you may have to actually get help. You do in your car. You call a mechanic because they're trained to do that, because that's what they do. And the same thing is, if we don't know where to start or we're not sure, we have to reach out and ask for help, right? I want to be better in this space. I don't know how. Get a book about it. Get online. Woohoo! Do a YouTube, right? Find people to talk to. You figure out how to be better because it's what you really want. And then you're able to propel to the next levels. Now, I don't think I'm perfect by any means, because I'm not, and I'm not aiming to be perfect. But I do feel like I have a better grasp on how to deal with conflict in a relationship now, and as well with family and friends as well, and other people, because I became aware that that was something that was holding me back and was stopping people from wanting to deal with me in some instances, stopping people from wanting to give me opportunities in some instances, because, well, I don't know if she's going to go 0 to 100 today. I've been very fortunate to have people around me who have watched me go 0 to 100 on them randomly, and that they've still been around, that they've let me have that space. And I think for some people, they still think that that's me. And so they operate there. But for me, I'm like, I'm not even in that space anymore. Like, I say what I need to say and then I move on. Now, if you want to be mad for 6 months to a year about something, that's on you. But I personally don't. I don't feel the need to yell and scream anymore. I can nicely let you know how I feel real quick with these words with a very nice tone. Go ahead and read you your rights and then go on about my business. But I've had to learn that. I had to become aware that that was a problem, that that was something that was holding me back as opposed to pushing me forward. And so when you become aware of these things, it's time to implement new things or make the necessary changes to get you to the next space. I wasn't aware of my values until someone said it to me and we were having a conversation, and I thought, oh yeah, I know. And then when I started to really look and dig deeper, I was like, wow, I wasn't aware. But now I have a full set of values that I can tell you, like, this is the guide for me in life, and that is helping me as I'm becoming a better version of myself, right? The belonging. Did I belong in these circles? It's no shade to anybody or any situation, but now I'm realizing that I was trying so hard to fit in that I wasn't even being myself, right? I became aware of that, and then I got to make a choice. And so awareness is a key piece that happens all the time that we miss and we skip over. Do not skip over the awareness. You're becoming aware of something because in order for you to get to the next level, in order for you to get there and be able to sustain it, you have to be aware of some of the things that are holding you back. It's not a bad thing. There's no shade. Do not feel bad about it. Learn from it. Look at it, appreciate it, say, I can do better. I want to do better, and make the necessary changes, right? You have to first become aware of it. You have to acknowledge it, right? Accept it for what it is, and then take action. If you're paying attention, you know where I just went. Okay, so a heads up on what the next videos are going to be about. I just gave it to you, the 4 A's, okay? And that's how you're going to, and you have to keep doing it. It's a thing that happens over and over in life, right? we're continuously going to become aware of something. We're going to continuously have to acknowledge something. We're going to continuously be working in spaces. And once you figure out that role, once you start to see it, you're able to deal with it head on, feel confident about it, and then keep going and watching yourself continuing to hit the next levels and the next levels and the next levels. And then it's like exciting and it's second nature. You're not afraid of it anymore, right? You're realizing that it's there to help you become that person you're trying to be, to have that business that you want, to have those relationships. And so I just wanted to drop in and give a little on that because I feel like it's so very important, and it's not something that's always talked about, or that really until you hear it out loud they go, oh, that's what that is. Awareness is a good thing. It's a very good thing. It's one of the pieces that's going to help you grow in life, is to become aware of the things that are holding you back, the things that are not benefiting you, the things that can be improved upon, the things that are working. Oh my gosh, don't make it about bad stuff either. Things that are working. You become aware of things that are working as well, things that are going good for you as well. Awareness is not just negative. It is actually showing you this is something you can keep. This is something that you can take with you. This is something that works. This is something you can improve upon. This is something that's going to continue to hold you back until you get a grasp on that. Okay, so do not be afraid of that either. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, is awareness and not being afraid of it, using it and letting it get you to that next level. Because in all of our lives, we have stuff that we're doing that is not beneficial, and we all have stuff that we're doing that's really good, and you need to be aware of that too, so you can continue to build upon that as well. Okay, so I will leave you with a quote by Stephen Covey, and it says, self-awareness involves deep personal honesty. It comes from asking and answering hard questions, and it does. It truly does. But I promise you, I promise, it's going to help you become the best person that you could ever possibly be. So don't run from it. Don't sweep it under the rug. Don't wait for your car to blow up on the side of the highway, smoking and tires falling off. Take care of the stuff. There's always going to be maintenance that we're going to have to do on a day-to-day, right? That's the oil in the car, the air filters, air in the tires. Like, those are general maintenance. But sometimes there are things that get down in there that we have to deal with. Don't run from it. Use it as strength. Use it as courage to get you to the next level. So thank you guys so much. Check me out. Again, like and share, subscribe, share with people. Continue to follow. I've got more videos coming. I'm super excited. So lots of stuff happening. So thank you guys so much. Have a great and awesome week.